was very helpful for you. Please make sure you like, subscribe, comment on this one. If you have questions, go back to that one. If you're not warm yet, remember to go to the 30-minute warm-up video so that you can get a little bit of movement in before you get to these places. I don't want you to feel like, oh, my hips are too tight to do this, or my back is too tight, or whatever it is. I'm not ready. You're not ready because you're not warmed up. Go warm up. You back? Great. So if you're ready to get going, we're going to work on our Warrior 2 today in our continuation of our Warrior series. With Warrior 2 comes the footing for your Warrior 2, your extended side angle, which is coming tomorrow, and your Peaceful Warrior, which is coming Thursday. And the transition between the two sets of footing, between yesterday's, make sure you go back, and today's, you will see like how they are closely related with what's happening with most of the body, but how they are very different with what's happening to certain parts of the body. What does that even mean? Let's get started and find out. We're going to start right at the top of our mat, like always, in your mountain pose. Right at the top of your mat, toes forward, all 10 toes forward, spread evenly. We are stacked heels, ankles, knees, hips, shoulders, right? Railroad tracks, ladder. We're facing forward, short edge of the mat. In your tall spine, roll the shoulders up, back down, around just one time. Inhale, sweep the arms up, reach up nice and tall. Exhale, fold to touch the mat. Like I said, I always lead these things in the vinyasa way, so that's just what it is. I'm not going to step to this pose. Inhale, halfway lift, flat back, shoulder blade squeeze back, chest is parallel to the mat, long spine, crown reaches forward. All of those faces. Exhale, plant those hands down, and we're stepping the right foot back. Stepping the right foot back all the way down the mat, just like we did for our high lunge, but this time we're automatically spinning that back heel down and in, down and in towards the center of the mat. Your left toes are reaching forward towards the front edge of the mat. As you spin that heel down, you feel your right hip pull up and back, right? We need that to happen. We're going to press into the left foot, open all the way up to T. Now, when you just roll up, I honestly would prefer you take a second to make sure your shoulders are stacked over your hips before you fix your legs. If maybe by tomorrow, when you do this, you'll be able to roll into it and be exactly where you want to be. Maybe. Sure. Today, take your time. Okay? So your left toes are forward. Your right toes are reaching out towards the long edge of the mat. We rotate with those hips. Just like I told you yesterday, whatever direction your toes are facing, your knee is going to face, right? So as we bend our knee here, you will see if you are reaching forward or if your toes are going somewhere else. If your toes are pointing somewhere else, they're not pointing towards the front edge of your mat. Your toes aren't pointing there, your knee's not going there. Make sure you have enough space. Maybe you have to wiggle that foot forward, but press it forward, knee stacks on top of that ankle. Always thinking 90 degrees. Now, you might see it in books or in like fancy videos. People are all the way down here at their Warrior 2 and like more power to them. We're going to be normal people. And if you get down there and that's what works for you, yes, send me a video, tag me, tell everyone, Say Show is the best teacher ever, okay? Deal? Until then, right? So we've got our back heel turned down, our hips, shoulders, chest, all reaching towards the long edge of the mat. We're open to this side of the mat, and then the arms come out to T, right? We come back out. We're finding our balance here, long lines, flat across. Now, if you feel like, oh, I'm not working somewhere, I'm not feeling the activation, I want to get lower, I can open my hips or my groin a little bit more, feel free. Keep this alignment, but wiggle down a little further. Wiggle out a little more, sink down in this as much as you can. Lift the chest, shoulders stack on top of the hips, and arms out to T. That's your Warrior 2. We have the option to slide forward, and that's where we're going to go for our extended side angle. We have the option to reach back. That's where we're going to go for our Peaceful Warrior. But to start, strong Warrior 2, arms out to T. That's it. From here, I'm going to spin my hands all the way down. We call it a cartwheel. Fancy looking, right? Spin the hands down, step back with my left foot. Find my plank, lower down my way. Knees, then chest, or full body one piece, whatever works for you today. Lift it up, exhale, tuck the toes, engage the core, send the hips high to your down dog. We're gonna switch sides. Inhale, right leg lifts, three-legged dog, extend wrist, shoulder, hip, knee, heel. Exhale, step it in, bring that foot down. If you're looking for alternative ways to do that, go back to the sun salutation video or the 30-minute warm-up video. Hopefully you just took that 30-minute warm-up video, so you didn't even need the reminder. This time we're spinning the left heel down, left toes reach out to the side, the long side of the mat. The right toes are reaching forward towards the front edge of the mat. And I'm gonna press into that right foot, lift up, shoulders stack on top of the hips. That's my first job. Then I can wiggle down to find the space that works for me. My heel is in towards the center line of the mat. My toes are forward towards the front edge of the mat. Those are the major things here. Sink down in the hips, think 90 degrees. Feel that activation in the calf. Arms out to T. If I look back, I'm looking over my middle finger. If I look forward, I'm looking over my middle finger. Can I sink down a little deeper? Is my chest lifted? Am I reaching forward? Am I reaching back? Ask yourself those questions. Here you're in your warrior two. Think about the idea of keeping the quads engaged, and maybe even the point where you're like, am I squeezing? Maybe you're squeezing the quads together even though they're not touching because they're activated. We're lifted here. Exhale, spin the hands down. Pick up the back heel, step it back, find your plank, and flow through your vinyasa. Lower down your way, untuck the toes, inhale, lift, cobra or up dog. Exhale, tuck the toes, down dog. And you can go down to the knees, find yourself a comfortable seat, or repeat, go back, do it again. I really suggest you go to yesterday's video with Warrior 1 and then come back to this one and see how you see the relationship between the two poses and feel the difference. And then make sure you're ready for tomorrow's next pose. If you have any questions, please leave them. If you have a pose you would like to know about, let me know. If you're ready for classes, go to thickbodyyoga.com. My classes, my merch, my retreats, all of that is there. I would love to work with you. And I'll see you soon.